Artists working outside of the studio frequently come in and develop very rich, years-long collaborations with artists whose practices are here. Namely, the first two that would come to mind, I would say, are David Krueger's work with Ben Marcus. And that kind of falls outside of Dave's normal practice. Dave is a painter, makes these really rich, elaborate cityscapes. They're odd, they're super flat, but they also kind of communicate a certain degree of depth that is very withholding of any kind of real, immediate perceptible dimension, but all the lines, angles, shapes, and colors seem to suggest that there's some kind of navigable cartographic space happening on the picture plane, which is always really interesting. Text elements end up popping up frequently as well, and it is through text that we enter into that collaboration between Ben and Dave. So the two of them for a number of years have been collaborating on a series called Love Man, which is this really wonderful comic series that Ben illustrates and Dave writes the text for. So he kind of provides the script, and then Ben is, creating these images. Thus far, we haven't had a real serious conversation with either of them about the order in which this collaboration happens, whether or not text precedes image or image precedes text, or if it changes or happens in tandem as well, which could be a really interesting thing as well. But some copies of Love Man. And this is the full-on kind of the catalog full of the collected works of all the comics. And they're these odd throwbacks to kind of skeevy, louche Armani suit wearing figures. The figure of Love Man is kind of this dandy, Lothario, charming man who jets about the world going to Denny's, going on dates with Julia Roberts or other supermodel Cindy Crawford. Denny's kind of becomes something not so much of an American bed and breakfast, but more of like a left bank cafe, it seems, in some of these images. And, Love Man kind of bandies about these aphoristic or, kind of obtuse statements that end up becoming really poetic and funny and, seductive within the grand narrative of the comics. And I think just the marriage of image to text and the kind of character that both Ben and David have developed together through this very precise kind of niche series of cultural signifiers that make up Love Man's appearance, but also the way he talks and the way he delivers these texts and the sensibility that emerges. That comes from both, David and Ben's kind of collective consciousness between the two of them. It's this really wonderful, great thing. I don't know, I feel like we need more Love Man in the world, I would have to say.